cars. This is the kickoff event for the Sonora Pass Gateway Traffic Corridor Project. It's a safety project that encompasses State Route 120, the Stanislaus County line, up basically east, if you would, all the way up to the turnoff to Pinecrest Dodge Ridge. From our estimation, it's about 59 miles, a 59-mile length of highway of State Route 120, State Route 108, a little section of 49, most of you think of as 108, and then 108 from Stockton Road all the way up. So a very long segment, and I'd like to give credit, I forget where he went, he's taking pictures. Steve Lample actually put this grant project together with headquarters out of Sacramento, and after, I think I've been here 9 years, and this is our 4th or 5th attempt, we were actually successful on this attempt. And so it's a big kudos to the area, to our staff, and to a lot of you that are involved in the community. Some of those that have been invited are the Board of Supervisors, the people that have been asked to be part of the task force and to be part of this kickoff event are Coop Kessel with the Tuolumne County Transportation Council, Dick Plan, Supervisor, District 2, Terry Murrison, District 3, Tom Berry with Cost You Less, Tom Conrad with AAA, Julie Henriquez with Tuolumne County Fire, CDF, Caltrans District 10, and I know they're here, John Bevan with Caltrans Maintenance Superintendent for our area. We work very closely with John. Bill Caldera, Tuolumne County EMS, Delbert Rotelli, representing the community at large. Darren Grossi, Public Works Director, Blue Mountain Minerals, to get some input from trucks. Along with that, T5 Trucking and Sierra Pacific Industries. We've also invited Tom Berryhill, our local assemblyman, Dave Mondill, our senator for this area. I'm trying to think if I've missed anybody. A general invitation to the Tuolumne County Chamber of Commerce. And again, that's where Tom from Cost You Less will come in. Some of the segments that we've talked about are State Route 120. It's a little over 12 miles. You all know it as the 4-lane. Most of that we get high speed, running off the roadway, unsafe speed. Then a section of 108 from Yosemite Junction to Montezuma Junction, we call it 49. That's primarily 2-lane. Collisions primarily due to excessive speed. We tried to slow that down, but we're still going to work and emphasize that. A small segment of State Route 49, it's about 4.2 miles. Montezuma Junction to the turnoff here to downtown Sonora. On Stockton Road, unsafe speed, right-of-way, comes right through Jamestown, so we get a lot of right-of-way accidents in there, and turning movements. And then again, 108 up to and including the bypass, the new bypass. We get unsafe speed, driver inattention, and then from Standard Road, 108, you all know it as the rail fence area, all the way up to the Pinecrest turnoff. And again there we get speed, right-of-way, following too close, and then we have some of the 4-lane issues up in the Longbourn area, and hopefully you'll help us address Little Sweden, all the way up to Pinecrest turnoff. Some of the statistics that we've been working with, since 2004, we've had 41 people killed on that stretch of highway. Our estimation is about 59 miles of highway. And some segments are worse than others, and we know where those segments are. We've had over 1,042 people injured out on that 59-mile length of state highway. So that's the reason for the focus. Our efforts will include deploying officers on overtime. We'll have a lot of our officers. We've got 200 hours of overtime for our sergeants here in Sonora area. That's for the life of the grant, which started June 1 and continues to May 31st of next year. We've also got 1,870 hours of overtime for the officers that work the road, for our traffic officers. Overtime also includes pilots and observers. Our air operations out of Central Division will be coming up periodically and working with us on speed enforcement. Also includes dispatch overtime out of our said communications center, and also includes clerical overtime. Our office with the enforcement generates more enforcement documents, more accident document, and so they're going to be responsible for entering a lot of the source documents, if you would, and getting that data so that we can compile a report, a before and an after snapshot, if you would. The grant also includes public safety announcements or PSAs, educational items, informational, promotional items, and then we also will be, many of you have been invited to the task force. The task force will meet once a quarter, so once every 3 months. My guarantee is, people that have sat with me on committees know I can usually pull it off, is I'll keep it to an hour, hour and a half, no more. So once every 3 months to an hour and a half meeting, just looking at that segment, identifying core factors. That's our goal, that's our objective. We can always identify more conditions, behaviors that are attributed to the loss of life and the loss, the social cost due to injuries and the fatal picture out there. We'll be looking at safety issues, safety solutions. We might even form some subcommittees. Tom Will's standing over here, so he'll be picking up the public awareness campaign side of it, and some of you may help him on that regard to get the word out, and to get the word out into the valley, say Modesto and Stockton, and maybe even out to the Bay Area. Some safety solutions will be looked at, and trying to think if there's anything else. Any questions that you may have of Tom or I or staff of Sacramento, our headquarters? Anything at all?
Is that all going to be kind of spread out pretty much over the full year, or are you going to try to really hit in campaigns or waves of more?
It will be, the goal is to spread out the enforcement overtime monthly throughout the 12-month period. And we're already in progress on that. That's already been done for this month. And then it also includes Tom's, some of the overtime that he'll be doing as part of the public awareness and speaking groups and things like that. Oh, I knew you were going to get me on that.
The number of overtime for officers that you guys are going to get?
Give me a second, please. I have 200 hours of sergeant overtime throughout the grant period. For our purposes, I won't get into the nitty-gritty on that, but it's actually split up between 2 fiscal years. And it's federal, is it not? Leslie?
Yes.
Federal? Thank you. Okay, I'm looking over there. We also have 1,870 hours of officer overtime. Is that what you were looking for? Okay.
And the other one was injury accident.
Give me a second on that. I was going to another page. One of the segments that we have, and Steve, can you remind me which segment that is? It's got the 12.988 mileage death rate. In other words, the death rate is much higher. I want to say 3 times higher than the statewide average.
I believe that's the 2.81 mile segment from what we call Yosemite Junction. It's the separation of 120-108 to the junction of 49-108, which is called Montezuma Junction.
What again? The accident picture, correct?
Yeah, I got
41 fatalities, 1,042 people injured. And that period of data is from 2004 through 2007. Any other questions? Leslie, am I covered everything?
everything, very good.
Okay, Tom?
It's important to realize that our office is up to full staffing right now with our officers. And so we have 26 officers that are going to be out there, and it will be split up each month. And if we kind of take a look at it, it breaks down to approximately 3 additional 4-hour shifts approximately for each officer in our area that's going to be out there. And what they will be doing is strictly enforcement. They will be out there. They don't have to worry about the calls for the regular beat. They don't have to worry about the accident calls. calls, and this will strictly be an enforcement just to bring down the mileage death rate in Tuolumne County. So we feel it's going to be a very effective enforcement effort.
Something else I'll point out is a logo and a slogan. I actually got it right this time. Arrive Alive, Sonora CHP 120, 49, and 108. That was designed by Steve Lample and our staff at the Academy, our graphic arts unit at the Academy. And we'll be seeing more on this. In fact, are these the stickers that get posted on the signs?
It'll actually say the interstate that it's put on.
So you'll see on the signs posted on the highway as well, to bring recognition and let people know that it is a traffic safety corridor. Something a little bit different that I've come to learn on this one. Years ago when they did the traffic safety corridors, it was a combined effort, construction side with Caltrans, but the grants have moved away from that because of financial constraints, grant constraints. The task force can still address design and engineering issues, but Caltrans and the county in the funding mechanisms that are now made available for traffic safety go off in a different direction as far as funding is made available through Caltrans funding, Department of Public Works, their funding mechanisms, and that's where Darren Grossi will come in as far as that task force. Our effort will be primarily education, information, and enforcement. Yes, sir.
Just a quick question. How does Tuolumne County's death rate compare to the adjacent counties like Mariposa and Calaveras? Has it traditionally been higher or lower? Or, I mean, as far as...
Ours, my understanding is ours is considerably higher.
Okay.
And even from the traffic standpoint, we hear that from, well, I know that because our Mariposa commander is still in our division, and when San Andreas has come over and helped us, even they comment on how much traffic we have. That we need more people, but like Tom said, we're fully staffed.
And if you can compare this corridor with the other corridor that was given out this year, it was the Highway 12 corridor.
Got it.
That is quite, what they call the blood alley down there.
Yep.
So if you kind of compare that and our corridor together, it's one of the two top corridors that they want to reduce the mileage death rate in. So it is a very, we are very, very happy that we have this. Not too many areas have this opportunity to actually go out there and have the extra effort to save lives on our highways. And our Commissioner, Joe Farrow, has brought these highway safety corridors to the state of California, and he feels it is a very important role for the Highway Patrol to save lives out there. And so through the Office of Traffic Safety, we were able to get this grant, and we're very, very happy with it.
Thank you.
And then I want to thank a lot of you that are going to be on the task force that have agreed to come alongside and help us at least address some of these issues. I'm not seeing Dick Plant here, but Dick and Terry Merson from the County Board of Supervisors, who also wrote a letter of support when this grant was first introduced. Mace from Sonora PD also wrote a letter of support. Tuolumne County Transportation Council, Caltrans as well, and it'll be an interesting 12 months, and we'll see if we can make the roads a lot safer, just even from the chamber standpoint, the visitor bureau standpoint, and we hope we have a lot of success. We'll have something to look at, and that is hopefully an improvement. Without any other questions, I'm assuming going once. That's good.
Every time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.